It's time for James's Idiom of the Week.
I have returned from my trip from Japan and Vietnam, and I thought it would be fun to look at some idioms using the word return. Return means, of course, to come back. So I have returned, or I have come back from Japan and Vietnam. This is the most common way we use the word return. Now remember, IELTS students, using idioms correctly in your IELTS speaking test is important. So try to use some of the idioms that we share on the James Rice Show. And I hope that'll help you with your IELTS speaking. Now, one older idiom that you might hear is the expression, many happy returns. And that's an older idiom, and it is common, but it means I wish you a very happy birthday, and many more like it in the future. So if someone is having a birthday, you can say, happy birthday, many happy returns. Now, we only use it for birthdays. It is not as common for young people to say it, but the older, more mature generation may use it. All right, so that's one to look out for. Now, here are my top 5 return idioms. Number 1, return the favor. Return the favor. Now, that means to do something good for someone who has done something good for you. For example, if someone drives you to school today, perhaps you drive them to school tomorrow. And in a sentence, you would say, hey, James, you drove me last week. Let me return the favor and drive you this week. All right. Number 2, return for. Return for. This means to give or send something back in exchange for something else. So you can bring empty beer bottles back to the beer store and return them for a cash refund. Yeah, that's true. In Canada, you can do that. Number 3, return to the fold. Return to the fold. This means to begin an activity again that you left for a long period of time in the past. So we usually use this when you return to a group or maybe a team or your job, your workplace. For example, I was in the hospital for several weeks, and I'm finally returning to the fold, or I'm returning to work. Perhaps a famous soccer player like Neymar is injured, which happens a lot, right? Right, Brazilians? When he comes back, we can say Neymar has returned to the fold after being injured for 10 weeks. Not 10 minutes, but 10 weeks. Sorry, my Brazilian friends. All right, next one. Return to form. Return to form. All right, so this means to return to a previous state of excellence, okay, or brilliance. So we can use Neymar again as an example. So after a long injury, Neymar comes back and he immediately returns to form by scoring 2 goals to defeat Argentina. In this situation, he was gone, but now he has returned, and he is still the brilliant Neymar that we all expect to see. Okay, last one. And this one is used in movies a lot. Yeah, you might hear it in a few movies out there. And this one is the point of no return. The point of no return. A point in time or a place where it is impossible to return to the starting point. So once you say, I do, gentlemen, and you decide to get married and you say, I do to your wife, that is the point of no return. You are married for life. Impossible to change. But in the movies, the hero is often told, if you cross this line or go up this mountain or cross this bridge, it is the point of no return. You can't go back. So, my students, I have returned to the fold of creating the James Rice Show podcast after a long vacation, and I hope that I have returned to form. And please return the favor by subscribing to The James Rice Show and following me on Facebook or Instagram. And that is the idiom of the week.